I think they gave me 2 of the same. We are here today to talk about in full spoilery detail the first steps. You have been warned. Spoilers are happening now. I can say this confidently now. The opening in this film is one of my favorite character intros in an MCU film. A way to introduce us to new characters is the 2 most important people on the Fantastic Four, Reed Richards and Susan Storm. At this point, she's Susan Richards. You've got Reed overthinking everything, rummaging through cabinets looking for lotion like his life depends on it. Meanwhile, Sue's in the bathroom smiling at herself because she knows exactly where the lotion is. And trust me, if you have been in a relationship or are currently in one, especially if you're married, there have been plenty of moments in that relationship where you can probably find some similarities between yourself and the character of Reed. I'm talking about you men. We need to do a better job and remember when our wife says where something is specifically located. We gotta step up. It's in the simplicity of how they approach with these characters that I loved this opening, because they could have flat out just said, here's all the action in the first moment that you open up the film. And you do get that, but instead the very first thing that they establish is the very nature of these characters, and that was an insanely great choice to do. What makes it even better is immediately afterwards you realize why Sue is smiling for 2 reasons, because Reed just couldn't find the lotion, and also she's pregnant with their son Franklin. And boom, that is what sets up the rest of the film. This child and connecting it all to family. I said this in my non-spoiler review, but I want to sing the praises of this creative choice of skipping the origin, instead putting it into a 5-minute reel that showcases nostalgia, but establishes to people who love the Fantastic Four already, or people who have no idea who these people are, how they got their powers, and they do that within 5 minutes, and it's not complicated. It's very much approachable and easily digestible. Of course there are Easter eggs in the film, and I'm not gonna act like I know about the comic books, but I know for sure that John Malkovich's character, the Red Ghost, is connected with these like super intelligent monkeys. You do see the monkeys, you don't see John Malkovich, but I do think it was a nice little nod to his character, and we might see him in a later MCU project. Bottom line, the 5-minute reel is energetic, brings newcomers up to speed, and rewards longtime fans. It's perfect. It's a great way to bring us into this new world and these heroes. This movie moves and it never feels rushed. The moment that the Silver Surfer shows up and saying, I herald your beginning, your end, I herald Galactus, I think that's around the 20-ish minute marker. That is awesome. Let's just get straight to it, shall we? Everything shifts. The real story begins and it feels big. Did I say big? IMAX is, I think, a necessary watch if you really want to see Galactus the right way. After the Silver Surfer gives her message of basically being like, yo, y'all are cooked, they decide to go up to where Galactus is and say, hey, can we have like a peaceful chat about maybe you don't eat our planet? That'd be great, right? What throws a curveball for everyone is when Galactus sees the child within Sue, she's still pregnant, and says, I will spare the Earth if you give me your son. He is worthy for me to be off of my throne, because I guess he is so powerful, their son is so powerful, that if he consumes him, his hunger, I guess how his powers work, or his burden, is he's constantly eating all these planets, and it's this unsatiable hunger that he just needs to constantly feed. And you do feel in the actor's performance, voice acting, that this guy truly means it. This is an ends to a means for him. He needs Franklin to get rid of himself on the throne. He doesn't want this throne anymore, and he will do everything in his power to have Franklin. So what do you think the reaction is from the uncles and mom and dad? Oh, hell no! They get in their ship and Silver Surfer is going after them, and almost in light speed Star Wars fashion, she is going at the same level of speed. The stars are just going right behind them. They're seeing tons of galaxies in front of them as they're pushing forward through the cosmic realm, and Silver Surfer is just right there going at that level of speed. She almost gets her hands on Franklin, but then later gets sucked into a black hole. When the Fantastic Four return to Earth, they are no longer just the four, they now have 5 in their family, little Franklin. So everyone is wanting to ask them questions like, how did you beat Galactus? Reed's like, we didn't. Why? Oh, he wanted our son, so you're gonna let us die? Is everybody's reaction in the press and the whole world. This creates actually a very political kind of aspect to how people see their heroes, and when they don't do the things that they want, how they can turn on them. We saw that with Superman, and here it's on a much bigger scale. Personally, it's the idea, the question of, is one life worth more than the entire world? It's a pretty big question, and the Fantastic Four are feeling that pressure. Later on, the people start to come around them because Sue does this great speech with her son, how, yes, this is our son and we will protect him, but we will protect the Earth. We will do everything in our power because we're not going to sacrifice our son, but we're not going to sacrifice all of you. It's a great speech that solidifies why Sue is my favorite character in this movie. So with Mr. Fantastic being the heavy thinker that he is, he has a solution that could potentially save everyone in this situation. If you can't beat him, outrun him, or specifically teleport yourself into a completely different area. The whole world decides to work together and set up these teleportation satellites that go around the globe in the hopes that they can just get out of their universe, essentially, or go to a different section of space where Galactus can't find them. The third act is just straight up awesome. It's a mixture of Godzilla, the MCU, and space opera. Galactus is walking through cities thinking to himself, I think I'm gonna knock down that building. That looks like some nice dirt. I think I'll save that for dessert later after I consume this whole planet. And you think the tension with Galactus couldn't get any higher? Well, that's until he gets his hands on Mr. Fantastic. He says, yo, you can stretch? Let's see how much you can. We get this wide shot of Galactus pulling Reed apart. Pedro sells the pain. His shirt's ripping, pants tearing. It's brutal. I love that they didn't hold back. Some kids might get disturbed, but I am grateful that Matt Shakman didn't back away from this level of intensity. And now for the gut punch. There's a reason why I believe Sue is the best character, and it's within the moment where everything is coming to a close. They think all hope is lost. Galactus has Franklin in his hands. He's gonna go to his ship and be like, I'm about to eat good tonight. So Sue gives everything that she has, using her powers to push Galactus, this massive being, into a portal in hopes that he will be lost in space forever. With just a little bit of luck and skill, the Fantastic Four are able to save Franklin from Galactus's clutches. So Galactus went into the portal. All is well until it's not, because this dude is literally a god. He is starting to get out of the portal. He's not done here yet. And that's when Johnny has the bright idea of saying, I'm gonna be the best uncle ever, and I'm gonna save my family. I'm gonna push Galactus forever into the portal with myself. And that's until the Silver Surfer says, nah, bro. This is my moment. They both go into the portal. Everybody is safe. The end. No more tension. No more evil beings affecting this family. Well, that's until you get to the post-credits scene. It's been about a couple years later and Franklin's obviously older. Sue's just being a great mom, and as she goes to grab something, she returns to where Franklin is at and notices something different. A cloaked figure is there. He reaches out to Franklin, and in his hand is the Doom mask. Yeah, I completely lost it. Now I'm gonna say a theory for what I think Avengers Doomsday is going to be about. And I know there's comic books, and I have never read a single Doomsday comic book. I've never read a Secret Wars comic book. I don't even really know what the basic gist of that story is. So this is just my brain coming up with an idea of what I think, what Thunderbolts has been setting up, what this movie has set up, and what Doomsday will be about. And that is, Doom wants Franklin's powers, but maybe he wants him to be like his assistant, his Robin in a way. More specifically, he wants Franklin to reshape reality the way that he wants it, similar to what Kang was, sacred timeline, blah, 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 but this time it's about Doom wanting to create his own utopia. And the only way that he can access that is through someone who has the abilities to create new realities, alternate realities. And if you want to believe in this sudden shift of direction where we had Kang and now we have Doomsday being the villain, you have the first family, the Fantastic Four, get involved. And what better way to involve their arc, then how it affects them personally, being their son and saying, hey, we need to team up with the Avengers and we need to stop Doom from collapsing all realities, all these incursions. Maybe he's responsible for that. And now at the center of it is their son. Also, that wasn't the only reference to Doom in the film. There were two moments. Obviously, the mid-credit scene earlier in the film. There's a press conference essentially happening with the Fantastic Four. And you can see as it pans over to different nations and countries, Latveria is there, but no one is sitting. I was giddy like a schoolboy, getting ready to eat his first batch of cookies that he's been waiting all day for. I'm just happy to say that the Fantastic Four First Steps wasn't a flop. I think it massively succeeded in what it needed to execute in, and that's to make you like this film, establish a very focused narrative, and say, do you want more? And I'm saying yes. And also it had another objective. How does this fit into the MCU? And are people going to get excited for the next Avengers film? How do you feel about this film? Comment down below. Did you like this film? Were you disappointed? Are you not excited for Doomsday? Are you really excited to see Robert Downey Jr.'s take on this character of Doom? It's time to get fantastic. Okay, but seriously, I'm here to do an unboxing of the Galactus popcorn bucket. I'm actually excited. Let's figure out if this is worth $80. Yeah, you heard me right. This bad boy costs 80 bucks. Let's do this. I think this thing is literally 20 inches long. What the heck? Okay, I think I'm like what I'm seeing. It's not as cool on me. To assemble, attach the two outer pieces to Galactus' head. Attach them one by one. Remember that once assembled, they cannot be disassembled. Oh, really? That power iron is not to turn on or off. Sweet, they're already included. How you doing, buddy? Look at this guy. What the heck? Okay, is there like a left or right thing? Nope, I guess you just put it in. Okay, I think I did it right. I think I did it right. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. I don't want to break this thing. I think they gave me two of the same. There's an issue. So they basically sent me the same exact antenna. The same exact antenna. What does that mean? So there's these little holes and you're supposed to connect it like so. But the issue is this part right here needs to somehow get over here. And this part can fit perfectly right here. You see the issue? What the heck, Marvel? You know what? I'm gonna first assemble it real quick. And well, we Jimmy rigged it. So this is the Galactus epic fail unboxing because I didn't even get the right antenna. Like, if you look at this, like, look, it's on the wrong side because I have the same exact antenna, the same exact one as this, because they both have holes on. It's not like I spent 80 bucks on this and I got the wrong antenna. Gosh, I feel like such a privileged jerk. Like I'm complaining about a freaking popcorn bucket when there are so many other issues out in the world. But I can't deny it. I'm still pretty pissed. But at least I can have the lights on. Off, on, off, on. Still pretty sick. Is this worth 80 bucks? No, especially if you get the same antenna. I'm happy. Even though this seriously looks super off. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, but most of all, do not forget to be blessed.